ocean is being formed in Africa. Geologists have confirmed that a new ocean is being created, as the African continent is split in half. An international effort has revealed that a 35 miles long rift appeared in the Ethiopian deserts of the Far region in 2005, and is probably the start of a brand new sea. The recent study, published in the journal Geophysical Research Letters, combines seismic data from the rift formation to demonstrate that it is driven by processes similar to those at the ocean's bottom. The tectonic plates of Africa and Arabia collide in the desert and have been gradually separating for about 30 million years. The same motion has also split the Red Sea, but this is only happening at a rate of a fraction of an inch per year. To ensure that you don't miss out on more great content like this, please take a moment to like and subscribe to Africa Info Hub. Also, click on the notification bell. Without much delay, let's dive into the video. Soon humanity might have two motherlands. Africa's 54 nations are being divided, according to geologists researching the continent's plate tectonics. The East African Rift, which separates eastern coastal countries like Kenya and Tanzania from most of the continent, passes across Mozambique from the Afar area of northern Ethiopia. A new study in the journal Nature found that the two pieces of land are separating at a rate of 7 millimeters per year. Nations like Zambia and Uganda will have their own coastlines. Scientists claim that several currently active volcanoes along the river, including the Alu Dalapila in Ethiopia and the Old Wenyolangai in Tanzania, provide new insights into the process. In particular, the Erta volcano in Ethiopia has been erupting non-stop for more than 50 years. The Victoria microplate, the biggest of its kind on Earth and tucked between each side of the rift, has been rotating against the clock for the past 2 years. The Victoria microplate rotates opposite from every other continent's plate, including the main African plate. Scientists believe that this anomaly may hasten the separation of the rift. Christopher Moore, a doctoral student at the University of Leeds in the UK, was standing next to a lava lake at the summit of a giant volcano when he noticed the red haze of lava flows a few kilometers away. Although it may seem unusual at Ethiopia Erta Ale, are these actions the initial manifestations of a tectonic transition? Moore has been learning about this issue at Erta Ale. Eastern Africa's entire Afar region is currently experiencing changes that could split the continent and create a new ocean basin, due to its resemblance to a mid-ocean ridge. Erta Ale's magnetism might reveal signs of this switch. There is disagreement regarding how close the Afar region is to this tectonic transition. The petrology of the erupting lava may indicate that we have not yet reached the stage of oceanic spreading. Despite the geophysical characteristics of the magma storage at Erta Ale, that may indicate this. Standing atop Erta Ale in 5 million, 50 million, or 100 million years, the view will be very different. The complex tectonics of Eastern Africa. The Afar region is one of the few places on Earth that most closely resembles the Moon's surface. This arid and barren region of Eastern Africa, pressed up against the Red Sea, is covered in lava created by the rifting of the continent. The issue is whether the Erta Ale and the Afar region will merge to form a new ocean, or if ongoing tectonic collisions to the north and east of Africa prevent this transition. At the intersection of the Nubian, Somali, and Arabian tectonic plates, the Afar region is home to a triple junction. They all come together to form a massive eye on the surface of the Earth, near Djibouti and Eritrea, with a southern opening that extends more than 6,000 kilometers into the center of Africa, the Great Rift Valley. The Sinai Peninsula is where the Red Sea Rift meets the northwest. The Aden Ridge and Oceanic Spreading Ridge extend to the east. These boundaries are all extending at up to 1.5 centimeters per year rate. Due to its complex tectonic structure, Africa is a continent that is rupturing apart. A portion of eastern Africa known as the Somali Plate has been separating from the rest of the continent for 30 million years. The Arabian Plate has also been displacing itself from Africa as the Red Sea Rift widens about a centimeter per year. This led to the formation of the Great Rift Valley, which begins in Ethiopia and Eritrea, divides around the Kenya Dome, and then merges into the Malawi Rift. The chain of lakes, including Tanganyika and Nyasa, Malawi, that encircle the Great Rift Valley's base, can be used to locate the rifting continent on a map. As the Arabian Plate eventually comes into contact with the Eurasian Plate, in what is currently Iran, the Persian Gulf will close and become a part of Eurasia. Some of the largest volcanoes on Earth have been produced by the complex tectonics of the Afar region. Since the eruptions of this volcano are bimodal, they fall at opposite ends of the compositional spectrum. Massive explosions of more silica-rich lava coexist with enormous basalt lava flows. These volcanoes border the Great Rift Valley. What causes the splitting of a continent? Why do rifting and spreading occur so frequently in this region? One explanation is that the area has been heated from below by the Afar plume. The African continent started to rise and split due to this mantle plume, resulting in rift valleys. There seems to be a close relationship between a large mantle plume and the formation of new continental rifts, and eventually two passive continental margins separated by seafloor spreading at ocean ridges, similar to how the North Atlantic Ocean opened 80 million years ago. Geologists can recognize different tectonic settings and plate boundaries for a long time. Extensional, divergent, collisional, and transform boundaries have long been known. The transition from one boundary to another is less clear. How can we determine when a rifting continent transitions into a brand new ocean basin? Not all continental rifts are created equal. Some rifts are unsuccessful and never lead to true oceanic spreading. We are not necessarily moving toward a new ocean just because we can see continental drifting. For instance, about 1 billion years ago, an attempt to divide North America failed at the mid-continent rift. The transition from a continental rift to an oceanic spreading ridge may occur in the Afar region, located at the meeting point of tectonic plate boundaries. Examining the area's crust is one way to approach the question of this transition. The crust under Afar may be less than 20 kilometers thick, unlike the typical continental crust thickness of 35 kilometers. Africa's future uncertainty surrounds the direction of tectonics in the Afar area whenever the area will develop into an oceanic spreading center. This includes the layers of basalt from volcanic eruptions that have covered the region for millions of years, whether or not an ocean basin will form between the Somali and Nubian plates, and how spreading in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden will proceed are topics far from settled. According to one model, the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden will no longer exist 50 million years from now, as the Somali and Nubian plates collide with Arabia, joining today's three plates. Today, the eruption at Ertarail is still going on. According to Moore's research, the East Pacific rises mid-ocean ridge magnetism, and the volcano's magnetic plumbing is closely related to continental processes. It is still unclear if that similarity portends to future events. According to researchers, volcanic activity in the area suggests a rift-to-ridge transition. Since the Ertarail has been continuously erupting for more than 50 years, it is anticipated that a new narrow ocean basin with its associated mid-ocean ridge will be created due to the eruption. The Y-shaped intersection of the African, Somali, and Arabian tectonic plates between Djibouti and Eritrea is designated by scientists as the location where the ocean will start to form, although it will take millions of years to find out. Scientists say they are unsure what will happen to the two land masses, and whether or not a brand new ocean will form. What do you think of our video? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, tell your friends about it and hit the like button.